It's a new day. Oh, I'm trying to record here. It's a new day. It's time. Thank you. It's time for episode 8 of Who's Who. Of course it's raining. Hopefully, we're getting the raining out of the way. I also have an arrow in my head. Oh, there it goes. I also am hoping that this rain will be the first and last of today's episode because we are planning to do a lot of building. I told you a little teaser last episode over here at the blacksmith. I said the reason I put this back door is because we're going to have a little drawbridge to a special building over there. We're going to get that done. We have a few other buildings, and even better, we're going to get ready for spooky season. I've got some builds ready to prepare us for Halloween. So, without further ado, we're going to try and get rid of this rain, but we're going to go gather materials for our first build. And then we'll just kind of jump into it. I'm planning on doing a bunch of rapid fire time lapses for you guys at the beginning because I really like them. Well, before I got my trees cleared out, I got a chest. I'm going to fill up this tunnel. I kind of left it because it heads to an underground aquifer, but I think I'm going to close it off a little bit. And then we'll get all that because I don't like the way that the river flows. So let me trudge out of the water here. I'm gonna make this, because this doesn't make sense to be all the way up here. So I'm gonna make this a little more even flowing down out because I like the water right there. So we'll kind of fix the river egg a little bit and then we'll get building. Well, hi there. I'm filling in that river. Oh, I added this data pack. It's the Hermitcraft data pack. So I finally have some mini blocks that I can get. In addition to all the other trades that he normally has. So we got deep slate iron, dripstone block. I was looking for like tiny chests maybe. Or different things like that that I can use for decoration blocks. Unfortunately, besides the bee's nest, there's not much I think I'm going to get from him. Small little gravel. Ah! Where did you come from? I just got exploded on. You saw that, right? What the heck? Well, it filled in my river all right. No, I guess the trick to make a riverbed look good is explosions. Who'd have guessed it takes a creeper to figure that out? Holy cow. That was frightening. I'm not sure what block was missing here, but we'll figure it out, I guess. But that looks a little better. I probably want it to flow a little smoother, so I'll probably add a little bit of water there. But that flooded all the way out to here. I don't like that, because now it's like a full water wall. Like if we look at it without shaders on. We'll have to go through and fix that. But man, that creeper did a lot of damage. He blew up the dirt here, but he also blew up my river. I wonder what happens if I plop down some dirt blocks. Look at how fast you zip across with, whoops, with that Swift Sneak 4. I'm so fast. Now I wonder if I do something like this and then mine it out. Will that change the water flow back to how it was? Kind of. This is why I didn't touch this for the longest time, is because it's very confusing to me. Water's weird. But I'll have to go through and tweak this a little bit more. Man, I can't believe I cut that on camera. That was terrifying. Okay, I'll go tweak this more and then we'll get to the build. All right, I think I've got the river figured out enough to how I like it. So it flows down in several different tiers here. So I think I'm okay with that. I've got my schematic placed here. This is the kind of layout of the building. But that's what it's going to look like. And then I have I'm going to keep lily pads, I guess, for right now to get back and forth between the two buildings. So we've got everything ready. We'll flick on that time lapse and get building. I am collecting materials for the building. Just to show you all the magnitude, this is how many stripped oak logs I need. I need about the same in spruce. So I might need to mend my axe in between stripping all of these. But then I'm going to go do it again with spruce. But I really like the build and I have all the materials planned out. So I know how much I need and it looks pretty. So it's worth it, but I got to go mine up some more wood before I can build it. I am now getting the spruce and I have figured out a better way to do it than putting it all on the ground. Just hold both buttons on the mouse. Place, strip, replake. I mean, you get a few that don't get stripped, but pretty much you get most of them done. Little life hack I just learned. Okay. I'm about ready to start that time lapse over here in these chests. I have like 90-ish% of all of the items that I'm going to need to build. This is a beautiful building. A lot of the interior I'll show you a little bit. Actually, no, we'll get to it when we get to it. But I'm going to start that time lapse. Also, I've been thinking I have updated my skin. I figured it'd be a little more fitting as far as the medieval goes. And so I've been experimenting. There is a data pack that turns armor invisible, and I might want to do that. But we'll look into that a little further. For now, we'll go ahead and get on to this time lapse. Here we go. We're halfway through that time-lapse build. I got the little water wheel, which is going to work nice because I'm going to take this and it's going to run all the way down to the river over there. But I figured I'd stop because I have a bunch of technical little tiny builds, and so I have to stop my recording, go grab whatever block I'm missing, and come back. So I'm just gonna come back when I have it all interiors filled out because it's gonna take a minute, and I'll show you that, and then we'll do a time lapse for the second floor because I've got some cool ideas for that. But for now, I'll check back in with you when I'm done with this. So I finally got most of the touches done on the build. So it's going to be my bulk lumber storage, hence the lumber yard. We got the nice water wheel. Kind of like I stated before, I'm going to pull the water across and over the wheel here. So that's still to come. And then this twists this giant crankshaft, which powers the sawmill. I think I might flip these two around because I feel like cutting that way makes more sense. But there's that. Got my oak storage here, and all of these barrels and chests are accessible. I've got all these chests and barrels open here. Same with the spruce, acacia. Now this is going to be for my mangrove. I haven't gone exploring, so we might need to go do some of that. Get mangrove, maybe some frogs, who knows. Dark oak, jungle. And then, of course, the nether woods as well. I haven't moved anything in yet. And then I also plan on moving out here for the time being some extra storage for my stones. But as you could probably hear, I was going to start working on the roof, but I did not light it up. So this is going to be a dangerous fight. I hope this guy doesn't blow anything up. Oh, he's right above. We'll see. We'll go take care of that real quick. I'm going to go do another quick time lapse so you can see me decorating the upstairs to my lumberyard build. Also, I had to run back and forth and back and forth and back and forth a lot to my base. And these villagers have been going crazy. There was a cat I saw around here, which like means Minecraft thinks it's an actual village, which is cool. This guy just likes to get stuck here. He has some friends up top here. Yep. Oh, I still need chairs for them. Got my actual blacksmiths out here working. That's cool. Very cool. And unfortunately, in my sorting system, I used a lot of barrels. And these guys sure like their barrels. And then at night, they all come and fight for my bed. But let's kick it to another time lapse real quick. And we'll get going on building the, we'll get work on building that second floor. Let's go. I'm finally finished the interior on the top. I cut out a little bit pathway here. But you're probably thinking, well, Whodinni, how do you get to the second floor? There's no stairs. There's no back access. How do you get up there? Well, it's a secret. I got secret storage to let me climb on up. And here we go. Inside, I got my little kitchenette area. I got some candles, place to wash my hands, a nice little cutting board, something to cook my meals, pantry. My inspiration for this section of the house is kind of like a lone person living in a cabin in the woods. So that's that door. Inside here, you've got this nice wood paneling. You got some paintings, a little rug to wipe your feet. And then you got the bedroom with some more paintings, a little nightstand and a crafting table. And then I got some seats if you ever plan on entertaining some guests. This is where I imagine they'd sit. And you're probably thinking, this is kind of weird. What's this? Well, this is actually the attic of the building, or it's the bulk storage. I don't know if I'll put anything up there, but that's where I keep extra barrels. I got some spy glasses here so I can look outside maybe and see if the rain ever stops. I don't think it will. And then upstairs, I'm going to build a chair right here, but I want to do it out of mangrove. So I'm going to wait. And the idea is I got bookshelves. I got an empty bookshelf. And that way, so I can sit in my chair and just read. Fortunately, the roof is not waterproof, so it's leaking a little bit, but that's okay. So that is the first build of today's episode. Also, while I have been building that beautiful building over there, the villagers have been going crazy still. They really like the barrels inside my base. And for some reason, they like the sheep. So they like jumping up. And I don't even know how they get in here because they can't fit. They can't crouch. I have no clue. Wild. Anyways, I'm thinking I might rip up the floorboards in my base here and then do a little carpet trick, but they can still get the barrels on the outside. I don't know. It's just like all of them when it's work time are inside of my base, just like pulling out my floorboards, and I don't like that. So we'll have to figure something out. I like having them here, but maybe not this many. See what I'm talking about? It is the middle of work time, and they all come to me. But ripping up the floorboards can wait because it is spooky season. Ooh. And I have a wonderful build. See, I can build with this guy. I have a wonderful build that I have planned in honor of spooky season. So I'm going to go crack on that, and then we'll show you what I have made. Also, I have a bunch of great ideas for these builds, including this graveyard one. And they all require a lot of iron that I do not have. So we probably should get working on that iron farm. It might happen this episode. Probably won't, but I'm thinking about it. I gathered the last bit of materials. I had to steal some iron, but that's okay. I will have it. And over here, I've been aging some copper. So I'm going to harvest all of this, but eventually this whole area is going to be for my new build. I'm probably going to flatten a little bit over here. But let me harvest this copper, harvest that obsidian, and then we'll get to that ooey gooey time lapse. Perfect. So on this build, I unfortunately am a little out of practice, and so I didn't click record as often as I should have. But I had a lot of leftover, a lot of dirt, because I flattened most of this. But the sun is setting. We got perfect atmosphere. This is the Whodinni's graveyard. Tis my graveyard. So let's go take a look at it while the sun is setting. So you've got this cutesy little entryway. I probably should path it out a little bit more. We'll go back and add those. But you come in, and eventually I'm going to put names on all these little tombstones. I wanted it to be a little run down. So you've got all these blocks, and then it's supposed to look like this, kind of old and broken and stony, and then it slowly just wears down and gets broken and broken. And then of course I'm gonna build a building here, so this is where it's gonna be like the sexton, the graveyard owner. So it's gonna be nice and neat around the house. So again on this side too. But as you get further away from the building, it's less and less taken care of and kind of run down. But this is the little pathways I have around, and I have all these little tombstones. So I probably put one that says, "Here lies Whodinni trying to fight the warden." I don't know if I'm going to name them or if I'm just going to put how I died. Because maybe if I have like animals, I'll put my animals' names on it if they ever pass. Hopefully they don't. But yeah, this is my little graveyard. I'm not quite sure on the building just yet, but it's going to go right here. And the door is going to be right here. There's going to be like shovels hung up and things like that. Also, I cannot believe I've made it this far into the game without using an ender chest. I know I don't have shulkers yet because I haven't been to the end. But this is like shulkers. This is like a single shulker I can take around with me. Okay, I definitely... So also, this is my first attempt at a custom tree. I think I did pretty good. Oh my heck, do custom trees use a lot of leaves. Let me tell you, there's like 3 stacks of leaves up in there. But, yeah, let's go around, make it look a little more run down, I guess. Add some good foliage there. Hide round. My shaders make him look crazy. We'll slap a bunch back in here. We'll plop down one over here because there's no bodies laying over here. Gurgle, gurgle. Cool. I'll go plop some down on that side, and that will be my... Oh, I still have the bones. We'll put some here. Okay, we don't want to have... I guess it's fitting. Monsters in the graveyard. They're here to do the monster mash. And then we'll put a secret flower underneath the tree. The tree... Oh, geez, that spider I thought was a creeper. But yes, that concludes Whodinni's haunted graveyard. So it is now a few real life days after Halloween. So I missed the timeline, which means you guys are probably seeing this video in a little bit after I was anticipating to have it come out. But my graveyard is done, and I've hit some builder's block, some creative block on what to do with this building. I have a few ideas on my building world, but I'm not 100% sold on them because they still seem a little flat or a little tall. Because what I still want to do is have the building be seen from over here, but just a little bit. So I want it to be tall, but not too tall and not too flat. And then I don't know if I want to go like spooky theme build for it, or if I want to do utility theme and do an actual shed for the cemetery where like a cemetery sexton would live or things like that. So I'm going to come back and finish this build later instead of waiting and waiting and waiting for me to finish that and then already having missed Halloween. I feel like it's okay to come back to this build because I'll still use it when I die or when my pets die, when I eventually get them. I will go ahead and build that here and fill in like name tags or tombstones for the times I've passed away. But if you see over in the distance, I have come up with another build that I really do enjoy. And I want to go ahead and build over there. So I'm going to kind of go do that time lapse. I won't show you exactly what I'm doing for content's sake. But as you can see, I've made this little pathway here. So I've dug up on the ground where I want it to go. I'm going to need to put a bridge right here so I can come across. And this one has also had a lot of fun materials needed to collect it. So I have some furnaces over here that I used to make some terracotta. And that was used during dripstone. So I'll demonstrate a little bit of how you do that. With dirt blocks, you can make mud. And then with dripstone, you can actually convert mud into clay. So if you put that up here, as you can see, the moisture is going to start trying to drip out. There you go. Of the mud. Eventually that'll turn into clay. You pop clay in a furnace, and then you get unglazed, uncolored terracotta. And that is what's going to be used for the build that's behind me. So without further ado, let's crack onto that build time lapse. Unfortunately, I have been having some issues with replay mod, as you probably saw. I got this build all taken care of, all nice and built. It looks pretty good if I say so myself. We'll give you that crispy drone 360 panorama. Unfortunately, replay mod, I have it, here I'll even show you. In my replay mod folder, I have it saved right here, but every time I try to open it, my game crashes. So unfortunately, I do not have the first half of that build, but as you can see throughout it, I do have most of the build recorded. So I'll kind of just go in and show you. The walls are pretty basic and generic. I want it to be sort of a bar. Oops. So I can say like, hi, welcome to Whodinni shop. Here, we'll take it off. Hi, welcome to Whodinni shop. What can I get for you? I got little kegs that I can fill up with my little cups. And I can grab my mix-ins for my drinks. Again, I made basement access, and I'll get to the basements in a minute. I actually have something to show about basements, but I'll do that after the walkthrough of this building. So this first little area is kind of like a pub. Places to sit, places to get drinks. And then I'd imagine you'd come up to the person who's owning the shop and be like, I will take one room, please. And you'll pay your gold or your diamonds. And then that's where the second floor is at. You've got room number 1, room number 2. Room number 3 doesn't have a door because, again, I want it in that mangrove, so we'll go get that soon. Room number 4, they haven't been furnished just yet. And then room number 5.
And then each one of the rooms comes with this rooftop access. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with in here, but it looks kind of neat. And then you've got this little tiny walkway up to the top. And then there we are on the top of the building. Got our pig over there. Lightning rods to protect us. And if you see that over there, I have a full gold beacon set up. And that's actually a surprise I want to tell ya. But the inn is done. This is one of my more challenging builds that I've done. I followed a rough design on the internet for the outside. But the color scheme was all my idea. That guy showed up halfway through the build in the first half you didn't see. But I'm pretty proud of this build. And I will now cut to a quick time lapse for what this gold beacon is for. And then we'll show you a little bit about what I did. I made a gold farm while building this build as well. Oops, I'm really bad at getting on my bridge in this mode. There we go. But I built a gold farm. So we'll cut to the time lapse of there and we'll kind of show you what that does. So that's the gold farm. I'll go show you kind of a rundown. We got the floor, this nice cobbled texture. Actually, these are furnaces in the floor. But we've got our little forge here. I'm imagining you take the logs and put them in to fuel it. Got half a pickaxe here and then a full pickaxe getting smelted down. I'll need to put some armor on here. But yeah, nice little furnished. And then secret room. Secret room. My secret room takes me all the way down. And that's where I get all of this iron. I had to make a gold beacon, but now I should be more than loaded enough to make a full iron beacon. I probably should make a way to turn this off, but for now, I have a ton of gold, or a ton of iron. So my next build is probably going to use some anvils, some hoppers, try to make it look cool. As far as the tutorial goes, I'll go ahead and put that down in the description. You just got 4 villagers here that can spawn iron golems, and the only place they can spawn it is in that little location. So those 2 spawn 2 iron golems. So we got 3, or did we get all 4 of them spawning in there? Yeah, we got all 4 iron golems spawning at once, and the pits fall long enough down that they can fall and respawn new ones every 30-ish seconds. So it's really efficient. I probably don't need this much iron, but it works for now. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is probably going to be it for me today. I'll jump into my free cam here. I was able to get my inn finished. I'll build a bridge either between episodes or the start of the next episode. I was able to build my wonderful log storage. I was able to build my basement, my first basement finished, equipped with an iron farm underneath. And it's a little late, but we were able to build my graveyard. And again, we'll finish that building when I come with an idea that I like. But we got several different builds finished this episode. I feel good about it. That's going to be it for today's episode. Hopefully we can get back in the swing of things and get some more episodes coming out. But thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.